to start us off like we normally do?
Oh, everybody.
That's not us.
Sunday.
That's also not us.
Hello and welcome to season 2 of Cracking the Vault.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
The podcast where we're going through every Disney movie in order. My name is Xander.
I'm Jake.
I'm Trevor. Ew, don't ever say it like that.
And joining us for the first time,
Season
you
2.
guys might notice we sound a little different. That's because we got like microphones and shit.
Yeah, we got like a whole.
We got stuff since we are committed to doing this.
Yeah.
And so helping us like actually sound good is Rachel.
Hi.
That's Rachel. Yay!
So the thing to learn is that nothing's recorded. So you'll like do a gesture and you're like,
No, I just
no
did
one
that.
will know what just happened because
You try to like communicate with your face to the people you're talking to, and you realize you can't do that.
I can like flip you off, but the only reason they know I'm flipping you off is because I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you want to play? Hands
we're
up.
gonna
Yeah.
play hands up, hands up.
Hands up, everybody.
Put
Everyone.
him down. Put him down.
Oh my God,
All right,
Xander, is that a gun?
listen. I'll do it.
He has a gun. Yeah.
Look out, he's got a nose.
Oh my God. But anyways, yeah, we have mics. It's season 2. There's a new person here. This is weird.
This is crazy.
This is great, guys. We're starting
For the first time, we are not recording at midnight. It is like 8 p.m.
for the first time in like ever. Yeah,
I don't think we've ever
since like the
recorded.
start of this podcast.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, and we've also been recording on a phone. Xander's phone, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's weird because it started on your Samsung and then
on your iPhone.
continued to your iPhone.
Aw.
Which, like, I'm pretty sure the iPhone had significantly worse audio quality.
I
Yeah, that
think
was
so.
honestly because there was Pinocchio and Snow White.
Snow White and Pinocchio, I think, sound great. Now,
Yes.
also, we were in a different location.
Yes.
Yeah, that room was weird though.
But, the sound was contained. So it was like, I don't know. It kind of helped.
Okay,
That's crazy. Hey, guys. We're talking about Cinderella.
Yeah, we're
Oh yeah, that's the
starting a
movie
season
we did
2
today.
is Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Cinderella. Do you wanna,
Starting a new decade.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, right?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Want to talk about life? Since we always do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked a lot before we didn't record for a while about the trip we were going on, and we didn't record for a while because hey, we went on the trip.
We also
Yes.
didn't post anything on it. Literally on our Instagram post, we're like, "Oh, we'll keep you guys updated and show more photos later."
We didn't.
We didn't.
I'm
You
sorry.
you got the one of us standing in Disney. That was cool, wasn't it? Did you
That
guys
was
love
great.
that?
I really loved it.
For the
Iconic moment.
for the 4 people that follow our Instagram.
Yeah.
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 Happy for them.
Yeah, no.
I'm one of them.
I
Rachel
think
is one of them.
I'm also one of them.
Oh, really?
I am one of
Yeah.
them too.
Had a great time.
I did, even though it was literally
You
only
have
one day.
24 followers.
Oh, really?
Dude, I didn't know. I haven't been.
20 more than what we thought.
Yeah. 3 of them is still us. 4 of them is still us. Well, no, because Xander doesn't have an Instagram. 3 of them is still us. I was correct. I added your Instagram though, because your old Instagram is there.
Right. Yes, this makes sense.
I didn't know you didn't use it. I thought you kind of had it. It was just one of those things you kind of used.
No, I don't even have the app on my phone. I don't.
Oh.
What a
fair enough.
fake fan of our
Yeah,
own
come
podcast.
Do you follow us on Spotify?
No, because I don't use Spotify.
Do you follow us on YouTube?
You know, I should do that. Actually,
Do you
I
not
can
follow
do-
the Broom Mic? Literally our production team.
Yeah. What the? Every time you look for, do you search it up every time you have to look for? a
So you
movie?
don't just have it subscribed to, so you can just go through your subscribers and it'd be right
I know
there.
you don't have a ton of subscribers.
Here's the thing.
You can.
I think I just don't want to think about it. So until this moment, and I did.
But
just
you literally
subscribe.
listen to them.
Oh yeah, I listen on Spotify, but I only use it.
What
to
you
listen
just
to
said you
podcasts.
But you don't use Spotify.
I don't follow it. No, that's true. That's not true. I totally follow it. What am I
Okay,
saying?
good.
Okay.
What a
Great.
fake fan.
Big fan. Anything in life happening with you, Xanderborg?
With me,
Yeah, with you.
God, I don't know, man. I'm just existing.
Fair enough. How about you, Xanderborg?
Sorry, Xander and Xander 2 will talk now. Me, I don't know, man. I've been editing the other parts because when this one comes out, it'll what we just did. Literally yesterday I did Melody Time. So how many more till the season 1
There's
finale?
I think it's 2, right?
So 3 episodes in all because one of them's a season 1 finale.
If we release that episode
We
is
should.
awful.
It's the season 1 finale.
Yeah.
Say that about every episode.
This is true.
You eventually
I'm
end
never
up.
confident in this podcast. I'll be honest.
I mean, we have a lot of like people that watch them, like surprisingly
Watch? They do what now?
listen with their watching
Trevor,
ears.
when you
Listen
listen
with their
when you
watch.
listen to a podcast, do you just like sit in front of the computer screen and watch the line go? Like
I plead the fifth.
He does. He in fact does.
Most podcasts, like if you watch them on YouTube or something, they have the bouncing lines for like the levels.
okay, no, I get it.
ADHD.
There's like a singular shiny, and it's like filtering out.
Well, like
noise
the
and
ones
you
that
can
have like
listen
the
to it.
colors. There's one that would transition between colors. I forgot what podcast it was, what I was listening to, but they're only on YouTube, and whatever program they use has like the colorful ones.
Right.
And it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Have we talked about like what podcasts we listen to?
I don't think so.
No. Oh my gosh. We have a new photo
Yes.
that's totally being used for
Oh,
season
that's
2.
crazy!
That-
Yeah.
So, when we upload this, we need to post that photo so everyone
Yes.
will see it. When
And
they
make it
listen.
our profile picture.
Yes.
And we'll hopefully have a new intro song. If that's not in there, editing Trevor, please cut this out because this is useless. Hi, editing Trevor. We do have 2 new things. We have our intro and outro music and a new profile photo. The people who made those will be linked down in the description, so make sure to look at that. So if you want to get anything like that, because these people were really nice. We're not used to doing these things, so it was kind of weird. Yeah, keep going. Bye. But if it is there, wow, this person did really great with whatever song. they
Thank
did.
you for your efforts.
Thank you, editing Trevor, for filling in that one.
And Trevor, can you just be like a little less mean?
Can you do your job a little better?
This is
You
future.
just work
me.
a little harder.
This is future me, and
Future
I'm just
Trevor, can you just like, I don't know. Just
don't.
make
You
it-
know what?
just
Future
make it
Trevor,
better.
don't listen to them. You're great. You do everything correctly.
Future Trevor, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking
Don't listen
about.
to Jake.
Don't listen
You know
to
what
Trevor.
Jake's done to you all these
You know
years?
what Trevor's done to himself all these years.
Hey, future Trevor, how's future me doing? I just want to know.
How's future Jake? Tell me in a week.
Past Trevor, you're doing a great job editing. Don't listen to those fools. Don't even listen to your past friends. Anyways, I'm gonna continue the episode. We keep talking for too long.
So Cinderella, we have been in package film land for a long
A
time.
very, very long time.
I think it has been such torture for you.
it's been such a time of like, these movies mean nothing to me. They are nothing. They're just filler.
There were
read that.
there were 6 of them, and you liked
2 maybe.
at the most.
Yeah.
And then the live action stuff wasn't much better. So
No.
I
Oh,
don't know.
what a
But the
time.
thing is, Disney knew that, and it's not like the package movies were making a ton of money.
Yeah.
They knew that they had to invest in something that was going to be a lot bigger. So they kind of went back to formula and were like, okay, we're going to do another Grimm's fairy tale princess, because we've clearly shown we can do that before.
Which they come back with the fucking bat to the face for
Oh,
everyone. Like,
Disney kind of, if you look at the history of Disney, they have always had peaks and valleys. But I mean, this is the closest to like, Disney may just like not exist as a studio. Like if Cinderella fails, it's just like
That's the end.
they made a few good movies and then a bunch of shit, and then they're just kind of a footnote in film history.
imagine a world without Disney. Sorry, I just imagine if they just failed.
Yeah.
Just completely crumbled. Where would we be right now?
They would just be seen as like 40s pop
We like
culture.
wouldn't have like the Avengers really. like what it is today, like once Disney took over, where would it be?
Potentially. Honestly, yeah. Like at the level of like an Infinity War, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There would be a lot more trees in California.
You know,
There would
you're
be
so
so
would
right.
be.
I don't know. There would be so much animation progress that wouldn't have been made. There would be
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Streaming
so many
platform like that. Disney kind of started that.
so many stories that just people wouldn't be interested in. Like
Yeah.
Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland haven't come out yet, and like I feel like those are big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways,
But they did it, and I think they came back with a fucking vengeance because this movie is great.
I love this movie a lot.
I do too. Like genuinely, I think since I do Letterbox, I still haven't thought about my score for the end of this one. But on Letterbox, I put 4 stars out of 5.
Sure.
I don't know if that's going to be my answer for this one.
I
We'll
know.
see.
I waited to say it to write it down because I was like, I already wrote down my water score because that doesn't matter what we say here. But I feel like what we say during this really
That
It
can
always
influence
sometimes
what-
you guys sway me with like different outlooks about like
yeah
saying, oh, I like this way, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Is this one we all saw as like kids?
Yes.
Like young kids?
Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen this movie a lot. Like, unlike a lot of the older ones that we've watched, where I was like, some of this I've never even seen in my life.
Right.
I remember it all this entire movie. I was like, I love this movie. I know all of this movie. It's so nice to be back somewhere familiar.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's also interesting to see where they came from, I guess.
Absolutely, but it's just
I know
my
what
brain,
you
it's
mean though,
nice to
like
be
because like you
oh.
didn't watch Song of the South when you were little.
No,
You,
I didn't watch Make My Music when I
but
was
you
little,
watched-
like-
You also didn't really watch like Pinocchio.
I
when
didn't.
you were little.
No, this was like
So
the
there's,
first
like, a
one that I
few-
like really watched.
So
when
there's
I
a
was little.
few that you that you like watched as
Yeah.
a kid, the older Disney.
But this is pretty much the first one that hooked me. I'd say this is like my like.
I think going into the 50s is where like your classic Disney stuff
Yeah.
lies. Like you are more modern Disney, but if you do have like a classic period you like, it's
Yeah,
this
it's
kind of
this. Oh, I love
era.
this.
It's
movie.
this. It's Peter Pan. It's Alice.
I love Peter Pan.
Are you a Sleeping Beauty fan? Do you like that one?
I haven't seen it in a while, but I do remember liking it.
I love Sleeping Beauty.
That's gonna be a fun one.
I know.
I
I'm
just
really
I
excited for
Maleficent's
that
a
one.
really cool villain, and I like her like dragon like
Absolutely.
fiery. It's so cool.
But also, do you remember how that movie looks? What?
R.I.P. Murph.
Oh,
Yeah.
I only remember how it looks because of the story walkthrough in Disney. That's the only reason
Really?
why I can remember.
I just
how it
have
looks.
always
I
had
just
Maleficent's dragon like printed in my head.
Just like that is in my yes.
Also, my
just
grandma,
that.
my grandma Debbie has. I want to call it a cosplay, but it's a costume of Maleficent, and every single year she dresses up as Maleficent.
good for her.
And
Like the movie one or like the Angelina Jolie.
the animation,
Okay.
not the live action. Although she does like that movie, but of course it's my grandma, so she likes the older one.
Yeah.
She likes the newer one, but her preference is the
That's
older one. My grandma Debbie was also very into like my family was very into Disney, which is so strange because if you know them now, doesn't seem like they would be, but they were really into Disney. Like I went to my grandma's house and got Disney. I went to my mom's house and got Disney. It's weird, and my grandma Debbie was a lot that showed me a lot of the older Disney movies.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a few older ones that I got shown by my mom, but a lot of them was because when I was younger, my mom, and my sister lived at my mom's dad's house, and so when she had to go to work and my grandpa and my grandmother had to go to work, I would go with my dad's mom, my grandma Debbie, and she would like babysit me and Aubrey, and so Disney movies was what we watched. She also, wow, now that I think about it, she made like themed dinners. Is that where I got the idea from?
That has to be, right?
Dude, my brain is a weird maze. It's a labyrinth where sometimes things connect, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here?
It's weird that it took so long to get here.
Because like I said, there's walls that I bump into, and I have to kind of brush through the hedges before I'm like, oh, the connection.
Is there a specific Disney movie that you're specifically like, that's a Grandma Debbie movie?
Maleficent. Not.
Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just because, like I said, she's always been into Maleficent and all
Right,
that
right.
stuff. So sleeping. When I think of
Okay.
like what's a Disney grandma movie, my grandma movie is Sleeping Beauty.
Okay. I
Well, we
guess-
always start with the water notes.
I guess
do
we should
start
start
with
with
the
water
water
notes.
notes.
There's not a
So-
lot. This water has very, very limited.
It's a
water
very
in it.
dry movie. You might
Yeah, it's not a wet movie.
I think from here going on out, to make it a bit
say.
easier, I'm doing waters by sections, so it's like all the water in the Dreams of Wish section instead of specific instances, unless it draws my eye.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's your water.
But
Do what
that's
you
just to
please.
let the audience know. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
just letting them know my
No,
ratings.
that's
There-
okay.
there- I'm sure there is someone who is extremely invested in the water.
I hope there is.
If
The
you're
one
if you're
person.
invested, use the Q&A. Do you like the water? That's gonna be our
Please.
question. What do you feel about the water notes?
Do you like my water notes?
Do you like Jake's water notes?
So the first one for Cinderella. In Dream in a Wish, Dream in a Wish, Dream is a Wish. 7 out of 10. I misspelled a word. That was funny. When we see the castle for I took the close up for the first time, there was water. It was meh. It was 6 out of 10.
Fair.
And Bibbidi Bobbidi, which I spelled horribly wrong.
No, I think that's right. I'm
When-
dyslexic, so
When is there water in Bibbidi Bobbidi?
The fountain.
The fountain.
During the
God,
entire sequence
yes.
and a bit after the
That
song,
makes-
there's a fountain. 7 out of 10. Looks pretty good. Like
Okay.
it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
look kinda good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
When the carriage goes to the palace that went over a bridge with water, had a really cool reflection. 8 out of 10. And then the last one I have, and it's the best one. And So This Is Love. They were dancing, and there was a water reflection that like transitioned to like the stars through the reflection of the stars, and it was so cool. So that's why I got a 10 out of 10. And that's the water. And as a whole, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
When is the
waters.
last time you've done a 10 out of 10?
I don't have any old notes.
Did he do a 10 out of 10?
I know there's one.
Guys,
I
we
have
need to-
half of them written down.
So, what is your overall score for Cinderella's Waters?
7.
7? Okay.
Oh yeah, so if we write it down now, then it's
Are
already
you gonna
done.
keep track of scores?
That's what I'm doing.
So then we don't have to
I don't
have
have to do it.
Sorry, Xander, go listen through the. How much do you think that
I'm also
is?
gonna write them down, my own down at the end of each episode, just to keep them.
Dude, that's a good like what we do an hour each, and how many episodes were there? 13.
Yeah.
So that's a good 13. Like that's a good like I'm gonna round it up to like 15 hours of audio that you had to listen to get it. I mean, to be fair, you could skip a lot of it and try to just find it at the end, but still, that's like now you won't have to
There's
do that
a
if we just
lot
do
of them
this.
where we just talk a lot at the end after the ratings, and some of them are at the very end of the episode. Some of them
Melody time
are
was a
half an
nightmare.
hour.
Oh my god! Sorry if you listen to Melly Time. Melly Time.
Melody time.
Melly Time. I'm sorry if you listen to Melody Time. That one was hell, and I honestly didn't do a lot. I kind of kept it in the order it was in, and I was like, you know what, this is just gonna be a cocaine of an episode. So, I want after like what the 50 minutes that the episode is, just to like it end, and you just sit there and be like, what?
I also want to say I haven't checked analytics in a long time because I don't have my phone and the shit for it.
Oh, I haven't.
But
Either.
hello and thank you to all new followers and shit and people who listen.
Yeah, for everyone who listens, thank you.
I haven't seen how many more people have listened or done Q&As and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't.
I doubt anyone's done it. Though one person did.
We're almost at 300 listens in all.
Really?
We're at 295.
Ooh, hello 300.
We've reached 1,162 people. So 1,162 people have looked at our account. 200
That is
Really?
bizarre. I hate
1,000
that.
people.
295 people have listened to episodes fully. And we have 22 followers.
Hello 22.
Yeah. Not a single person has listened to Make Mine Music.
Honestly, good for
Is
them.
that the most recent one?
No. The most recent one is Melody Time. And
I always get those two mixed up.
3 people, at least on Spotify, have listened to it. I haven't checked the
YouTube.
YouTube ones. Even though, like, I have all this information and I totally can, but sometimes I just don't want to.
No, I get that. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at you talk.
I don't know, man. We should probably.
Start talking about the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Cool.
I
So
agree.
let's start off with the opening credits.
Yeah,
I like the song in the beginning.
me too. It's an underrated song.
Yeah, it's
it's
good.
We were talking about this. I've never watched these older movies with subtitles on.
Yeah.
I've become a man that can only watch shows with subtitles on.
Have to be able to.
I don't know
read
what
they're
it is.
saying.
Like, watching a movie without subtitles is, for some reason to me, just like hell.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna miss something if I'm not actively reading what they're
And
saying.
I can't read.
Well, I can. So
I don't like look at them really. I kind of look at them sometimes because when they say a word, I'm like, what's that
then why
word?
do you have them on?
I don't know.
It's got to be like it's a mix of like you're hearing them and reading and doing a bit of both at the same time, and your brain is forming words out of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
He's no idea
Okay.
what you just said.
Yeah, I honestly kind of tuned out because I was looking at my notes, and then you just looked at me, so I assumed it was my turn to respond.
ADHD, bitch.
No. Mm-mm. Can't be me.
I like the opening song. Anyone have any notes about that at all? Anything we want to talk about in specific?
I don't know. There was like some style when it revealed the book. There was like a
I said my first note is I like the real looking book in the beginning. and
Yeah.
opening up.
It scared me when they like drew over the light, and then the book is drawn over as it opens.
yeah.
That's not a real light. They're like drawing over the like probably the exact film they used, where it's
Yeah.
making it look light. And I noticed that, and like they put depth in the pages, so it almost looks CGI.
Yeah, it
was
funky.
kinda
it's
funky to
cool,
me.
It's
But I liked it. But yeah, the book opens. I love a book opening in Disney movies. I
Yeah.
don't like old Disney when they do that. I'm just like, oh, we're about to be told some stories right now.
Yeah.
I know it's a good one when it's got a book opening. I know I'm gonna enjoy the movie a lot.
I don't know. I think like So Dear to My Heart had a book opening.
It did.
Never mind.
I don't know. We get some backstory for the main character.
Who's speaking? Is that the fairy godmother?
I think it's just narrator one.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just this girl reads books.
I wasn't sure if it was.
Oh, you know what? I think I know exactly who it is. I think it is the voice actor who eventually voiced Cruella de Vil.
Oh my god, you say that and I hear it. Her tone. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
That's what I'm here for.
But yeah, thanks for being the brains. Anyways, we get the backstory. Younger Cinderella looks like Alice to me.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my
From
god.
Alice.
Yes.
I thought it was funny. I was looking there. I don't. The father just kind of looks like Rich Man number 2. I'm saying number 2 because Rich Man number 1 is the father of the prince.
Yes.
because
Sorry.
he's really funny. But no, it's just really funny. Like he has like the rich mustache and beard. That kind of looks like a belt around his chin. And he was just kind of sitting there with that heroic pose with like we only see it for like 5 seconds, and he has like the foot up on the like fountain
Yeah.
as like I think
Triumphant.
Cinderella's like hugging the horse or something, like the horse's
Yeah.
head or
Something
something
like
like
that.
that. But I like that little backstory. Again, the beginning of this movie, like more than half of it is just to get to know the relationship between these characters,
Yeah.
which I really enjoy.
We're introduced to the stepmother and the stepsisters.
Yeah. Cinderella's dad really just picking the first woman he sees.
Yeah.
And then fucking dies.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The
goes and
audacity to
dies.
like look at
Audacity? What the fuck? Did
The-
you just say?
I don't know.
Do you think she did it?
Absolutely.
What?
Killed.
Oh, absolutely.
It said untimely death.
Well, because somewhere
like
in
he
here,
wasn't supposed to die.
somewhere in here, I'm saying like they're living in a mansion and stuff.
Trevor's
Where that-
sister is
Yeah, they're
someone.
like they're rich.
Where the hell are they getting that money? I feel like she killed him and is just living off his money that he is saved.
That is
up.
absolutely what is happening.
Because
Yes.
like I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, they like it even shows like during the days they just kind of sit there and like do rich people things, like do singing lessons and get
Yeah.
waited on. Like none
I
of
could
them.
be confusing this with like the remake, isn't it? Isn't there like a detail where it's like they squandered the fortune and now
I think I saw the movie one time.
they're like using Cinderella as a maid to so they don't have to pay for one.
Oh.
I could totally imagine that.
Yeah.
I don't remember watching the newer one.
I might recall that, actually. You might be right. Had like a light bulb moment.
We'll see in
Yeah.
like 50 years when we get to that one.
I like how this is one of the first times where, like, of course she's a princess waking up, and of course, like, she gets up and I'm like, of course you have a full face of makeup and are the most
Yeah.
talking to birds already, and you don't even have the morning like, I'm waking up.
She didn't start by talking to birds. The birds were talking to her first.
Yes.
She like has already been acquainted with these birds. These are her friends.
Well, when you don't have friends, birds and mice are the only.
yes, my first note is that I love the mice because they are my favorite characters in this entire fucking movie. They're so dumb, and I love them, and they're just little people.
Only the
doing
men
their
are
little
stupid.
things.
Only the men mice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the women mice, smart, working, intelligent. The men mice, there's like 5 of them. Just dumb, doing guy things, bullying.
As
cat.
it should be.
Oh, it's like the one line
Joking.
in the movie where she's like, "Woman, do the sewing. You go fetch the thing," and we all were like, "Haha."
That was
Yeah.
that was something.
Oh,
The 50s is a crazy time, man.
I mean, I think in all of these episodes we've talked about where it's like, that was just the
that's just
There's
the
always-
humor
There's
back
always
then,
at
but at the
least
same
one
time.
thing in each of these where you're just like,
Ooh.
woo. There it is.
what did you just say?
Oh yeah, older Disney is sometimes I'm just sit there and I'm like, oh.
It's either something they said or something they drew, and you're just like, "Ooh, why did you do it like that?"
She sings the entire opening song.
Great song, iconic song.
I like that song. It's pretty.
Yes.
Like, of course.
Not one of your favorites, it sounds.
Oh no, there's a reason it's not my favorite, but no one here will know. So I guess someone sang it, and now anytime I hear it, I just hear what they sang.
I understand. Okay.
It's just for me as well, but I think in terms of Disney, it's a very important song. It's a
Yeah.
very-
I can get past that though. That's the thing. Like in story wise, I think that song's really, really good. And
We haven't said the name. A Dream is a Wish.
A Dream is a
Heartaches.
Wish. Yeah, sorry, the first song in the movie.
Second song.
For all the people who
Yeah.
are weird and don't have Cinderella memorized, God. But
Calm down.
one of my favorite after she's done singing is when the bell tower goes off and she's like, even he yells at me.
Tells
And
me
I'm
what
like,
to do, or
I don't know why. That's me with my alarm clock every morning where I sit there and I'm just like, why?
My fun fact before the subject changes is her cleaning things with the help of doves that she sings to is in the Brothers Grimm version.
Right.
Brothers Grimm version.
Yeah.
Such a weird.
So the stepmom like can't think of a reason for her not to go to the party with the prince, so she throws a dish full of little. Can you picture a lentil?
Yes.
She
Into the
throws
woods,
a bowl
come
full of
little
lentils.
birds.
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah,
fucking
onto
song.
the ground, and the stepmom is like, if you can pick all those up, like every single lentil up in the next couple of hours, then you can go.
Yeah.
And she recruits the helps of
Of the
What
birds.
did you say? The girl accomplished the task in less than an hour with the help of a flock of white doves that came when she sang a certain chant.
Yeah, it's in Into the Woods.
Yeah.
Come little birds. Because that's the only Brothers Grimm, like, I know this because of a
Into the
musical.
Woods.
But when you say it's a chant, that makes it sound like it's like
She's
a
like-
spell.
Hush, it's
It's
like
no, it's I get the point of like how like it's dreamy to like, oh, I can talk to animals and they are my friends, but at the same time that's just kind of scary.
yeah.
Like imagine like having a friend that does that and all of a sudden just like a flock of pigeons come like
In Enchanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enchanted.
When all of us, he's just like, why the fuck are all these animals in my house cleaning? It's because it's fucking weird.
yeah, it is kind of scary.
And we're talking
I
about
really
animals.
never considered that would just be a part of like the original fairy tales. Because in my head, it's like, oh, they're putting animals in because animals are cute. Like, I wouldn't consider it's like in the original Brothers Grimm, it's a very important detail that they can
These
talk to animals.
are talk.
It's
Or-
specifically doves.
Right.
Yes, doves are the specific because they're like lovebirds and a bird of peace, and then they fucking peck some 2 girls' eyes out.
Yeah.
And,
Ooh, second fun fact. Not originally. The original version of the Brothers Grimm Cinderella was published in 1812, and the scene with the birds was not added in until a redo 7 years
when
later.
they also didn't know that.
Oh.
Cinderella was not a Brothers Grimm, was it?
Not originally.
That makes
It
sense.
is. They have a version of it.
Okay.
But originally it's a lot older than that, the story.
Gotcha.
I think it's like
Okay.
Greek.
That makes sense. So yeah, she yells at all the clock tower and gets ready. The mice and birds help her get ready to do her morning chores.
Yeah.
Morning chores or day chores.
Oh wait, no, she finds Gus first.
Yes.
Yes.
Because like
he's
as
in the
she's getting,
cage.
as she's getting ready, like what's his name? Jock.
Yeah.
Jock is just like he's in it. They go, dude,
Friend.
He's in a cage. And she's like, oh, and goes to help him. Which, speaking of, Gus is ready to fight anybody and everybody because he's like, come at me, I dare you.
He's so dumb.
I love him so much.
He's such a dumbass.
And then after he gets dressed, one of my favorite things, which you all commented about, is when it's like, oh, your name will be Octavius, but for short, we'll call you Gus. And all of us were like, what? How does
Octavius.
Octavie Gus, but it's Octavius. Which all of us were like, because it's Octavie Gus. What the heck kind of name is Octavie Gus?
Yeah, it's Octavius. We're gonna call you Gus. Not what? No, that's not how that works.
I don't know. How is Dick short for Richard? Like, you get there eventually, but
You
not
know what?
easily.
Wow. Fuck my opinions. You're right. What? How does that work?
I thought about that a lot, and I just agree that it's something that I don't think about anymore.
Well, now I'm
Yeah.
stuck on it. Well, why does that work?
There's always a reason, and it's usually that it went through 10 different forms throughout the history of English, and we're just on
We
the
just
last
call him
form.
Dick now.
Interesting. You were kind of talking about this when we were watching it. How's the structure of the rats? I mean, the mice. Like, would they talk? Because like
Oh,
he's specifically named Gus, and they go Gus, or like when they talk about the cat, they call it cat.
Oh yeah, like the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's like no information on
Like
how they like decided to, because the way they talk is so weird. Like even when you're a kid, you notice
got
that
a
it's
structure.
I mean,
It's
like,
weird.
Trevor's
There's clearly rules to it.
yeah.
Trevor's conspiracy theory is we're listening through how Cinderella talks, like understands them. So I feel like Cinderella kind of knows how they speak, and we just kind of are hearing, like, I feel like when they speak to each other, it's like perfect, like we understand what's happening. But how Cinderella hears them is broken English, and so that's my conspiracy theory.
I
Is
know
just
what you're
like
saying now. Yes,
yeah.
yes, that makes sense.
that's my conspiracy theory.
So we're hearing the translated mouse speak.
Yes, I feel like it's like just the magic of it, where it's like them when they're talking to each other. I'm gonna use me as an example, but I speak like them, to where it's like just normal. Here's our language, but
Trevor, you're so smart.
that's
Yeah,
my
that
conspiracy
makes
theory.
so much sense.
Because the entire time I was sitting there, I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe we're just hearing it through like Cinderella's ears, where it's like we understand them, but not fully.
That would further solidify your theory about the birds being insignificant to the fucking mice, because Cinderella can't hear them talking.
No, she
Because
she
the
can
birds
kind of
can't
understand
talk.
them, but it's like how you can hear a language and kind of understand what they're saying. You can get the gist of it.
It could be that Cinderella is just attuned to the
like,
mice.
mice?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like mice are easier to make friends with than the birds. I don't know. I feel like I would make friends with a mouse more than I would with a bird.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, I know that.
I
That's
think
just
they'll
how.
both bite you.
But I'll eventually train them, and I'll become the king of mice. And then later on, my plans are to rule the birds.
Trevor with his little piccolo out in the streets.
Andy knew it was
Slight
coming.
interjection.
Andy knew it was coming.
Best I can find from a cursory internet search is Gus is actually short for Augustus, from the Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus, who changed his name from Gaius Octavius.
Oh.
And
Oh my god!
And all the children
so Octavius
should know that.
just goes all the way down to Gus.
Well, yeah, of course, as you knew in the 50s.
Sure.
You knew the name
yeah.
of the Roman emperors.
What else were you gonna know in the 50s?
Well, see, I knew who that was. I know who that emperor is.
Yeah.
I just
I have
didn't
no
know
clue.
that that's how that became.
It's crazy. Wow. So yeah, we get a Gus who is stupid throughout this entire movie.
He's so dumb.
I have a love-hate relationship with him. I think I was like okay with him as a kid, and then as a slightly older kid, I was really annoyed by him.
Well, sometimes it's a funny stupid, and other times it's like, I know you're dumb, but out of everything,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know, like the entire like sequence of like him trying to get the corn, I found really frustrating.
It was so dumb.
I mean, to be fair, like he knew he could do it. He didn't let his mind down. He eventually like problem solved.
No, he was right. He was able to, in fact, get all of that corn.
He was just determined.
all of the like, because as Cinderella's doing all this like morning chores things, there's just like always the Tom and Jerry little in betweens
Yeah, it's interesting.
where it's just kind of like cat mice fight each other, and like every time I'm just like, it's probably because I saw Tom and Jerry before I saw this, but it was like, this is just like Tom and Jerry sequences.
Yeah.
So I think that leads into like Cinderella as a fairy tale is kind of an interesting dramatic challenge trying to turn it into a movie, because there's not a lot of like narrative to it
yeah.
necessarily. There's not a lot of momentum, and the most interesting thing about it is the ending. And
Yes.
so because of that, like some may call it filler, I call it
Fun.
texture. We're seeing a lot of like we see so many different like perspectives of the story that is unfolding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we have Cinderella's perspective, but we also have the mouse perspective, and we have the stepsister perspective, and we have the king and the grand duke perspective.
Yeah. It's kind of like going through the perspective of everyone just to get their